dog chasing its tail is, and all the other cliches are supposed to stump a person. These are riddles. And I discovered my tail, Tale, as a dog, as a god, as a goddess. I guide us. I guide us. Takes the ego out of it. There's a religion that used to not add the vowels. So the G, the space, and the D, um, since there was no vowel, then basically you could not utter the name of God. But as time went on, apparently someone discovered that they were the I am, and God, the Gaiam, the GIM. And from there, the I comes full circle at some point. And so, dropping the am and God, you just have God. You wouldn't really be speaking of yourself because you are self-aware. And so I am self-aware, and I'm enjoying the tricks played on me, with me, for me, by me. And I have two Chinese dragon balls in my hand, and I appreciate these balls because on the level that people are awakening, superstition is very real. Uh, People have painted pictures of what quotey fingers here, bunny ears, what the devil is, and we used to kind of joke about it. He's not going to come dressed up with a red suit and horns. Well, take it back. Say hello to Sam Smith. So, SS, Sam Smith. Hello. And to me, Sam Smith is the sickle, represents the moon, the blood moon, and the sickle. And every dog having its day, all dogma. Dogma doesn't have to be a bad thing. Uh, well, dogmatic, automatically put it on God. And so for us black folk, that was good enough. Even our children, though they seem to take it out of context, on God. Well, gee, put us on the spot, why don't you? On everything. Those are my balls, and they're in my red bag, my chakra bag, my church bag. It got big. There's talk on the spiritual streets, on the YouTubes, that demons are being casted out. And I'm like, hey, someone's going to need a doctor in the house. But before we get to that, there was a let's make a deal in my spirit. But just know that I'm a black Negro heifer. Uh, waking up to all of my superpowers. And to wear a mask, see, here's the thing. This is why you shouldn't be defiant. To wear a mask says that you keep a layer of anonymity to yourself. But it's come a time when the sons of God, when the earth moans and groans for the sons and daughters of God to be made manifest. And see, the daughters have the gold. The daughters, the etymology of daughter is doctor. D-O-C-T-O-T, I'm gonna get it. D-O-C-T-O-R, doctor. Now, hopefully somebody has been listening, including myself, to the lyrics of our very own Prince Rogers Nelson, Power Generation, New Generation, 1999. Thank you. Shout out for the person who mentioned that The Matrix was viewed in 1999. May I also bring to the table that Prince's album is 1999. Yes. And so remember what Prince prophesied in his song, not to let the elevator break us down. What was he talking about? He was talking about the movie The Matrix. How much attention did the Matrix movie get than the album 1999? And I guess those were or are hanging in the balance. The scales, the Libra scales. I'm here to weigh both sides. I guess what I'll do now is look it up on my, that's what this is for. Look it up on my Trusty Dusty Zeus. Little flash of the puzzle there. Uh, let's see. What are we talking about? We're talking about Prince 1999 and The Matrix. There can only be one. But see, I say two because I've got two balls here. Two Dragon Balls. This is all to cause to bring towards our attention. Center stage. This is Let's Make a Deal. For those of you all born in the year of 69, thank you, Bruce Springsteen, the summer of 69 specifically, if you have a pair of dice in your possession, within your reach, when in your house, this gives a broad sense. I'm going to keep, look at this, his mouth glued. What did he do? What happened here to his mouth? What is the message? I do have some readers here. That's the thing. We have readers. Young people, you are readers. Readers are leaders. I see some puzzle pieces here. 1999. And we are live as of 8 minutes and 52 seconds and counting in this personal stream. You guys will get it when I upload it. So we do upload and download, but we also transload. That's from one person to another. Let's not forget this horizontal existence. Man to man, human to human. That is real powerful right now. We've all become our own singularity. Thank you. Great. And now it's time to integrate. Okay, so 1999 is the fifth studio album by American recording artist Prince, released on October 27, 1982 by Warner Brothers Records. Now, again, I just got to stop and add the teacher here. What I want to make you aware of is I read that as brothers, but it does says bros or bros. So you need to know that we can read sometimes things, we can orate things that are not literally seen. And that could be for our part of our game. So Warner Brothers Bros Records, it became his first album to be recorded with his band, The Revolution. Period. Do you want a revolution? Now, I got to say something else here. 1999's, the word or the letters are um, numbered out. I was going to say spelled out, but they are numbered out. And if as above, so below, this is your 666 in the middle of is or C. If you're reading this from top to bottom. And so that's a point that I want to make and tie that into the revelation of the Bible, the basic instructions before leaving Earth. So the 1999s, I am the one here to make this notation. Just so put the +1 with that. 1999's critical and commercial success propelled Prince to a place in the public psyche and marked the beginning of 2 years of heightened fame via his following releases. I see why it's important to be able to articulate. Let me see if I can read that again. 1999 Prince album. 1999 is the fifth studio album by American recording artist Prince, released on October 27, 1982 by Warner Brothers Records. It became his first album to be recorded with his band The Revolution. 1999's critical and commercial success propelled Prince to a place in the public psyche and marked the beginning of 2 years of heightened fame via his following releases. Period. Wikipedia. Wikipedia. You might want to find out what Wikipedia really means. Throw around a few anagrams with that. But for right now, I want to put to our notice Prince. It propelled him. Sounds like a helicopter. It propelled him to a place in the public psyche. So the public has a psyche. I was just listening to Earn Your Leisure, 19 Keys, and this definitely ties in to him talking about going back, tapping into ancestor, and I'm gonna get it, ancestor intelligence. And I say making ancestor intelligence and us one consciousness. It's like our own Akashic, our own encyclopedia. Call those synonyms, Akashic and encyclopedia. So that's our EA. This is our rule book. This is our A and E. This is our entertainment by the word, by our actions, by our avatars, by the gods getting into the game. Literally, biologically, emotionally. And some of the most powerful energies come from depression and oppression. Those are powerful inner energies and enemies. And people have giving them basically a carte blanche, a blank check to wreak havoc. Oh, it's my depression. And I'm talking church folk now. It'd be different if it was the quote secular world, but we are the salt. We are the preservers of the earth. And for what? If we lose our saltiness, if we lose our savor, and I'm salty, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm a big salt lick right here. I'm salt on top of salt. So with that being said, I'm here to talk about Prince album and The Matrix 1999. 1999 was released October the 27th, 1982. That is 10/29. Now, I did numerology math, but 37 is the math as well. 10 plus 27 is 37. Shout out to the tarot reader who brought that up earlier today. But 10 being 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 7 is 10 again. 10, 10. Faith in God. And then we go on to have 10 again. 1 plus 9. And then 8 plus 2 is 10. So we have, in a source, because October is the 10th month, contrary to the name Oct as an 8. But October the 27th, 1982, we have, in a sense, 10, 10, 10, 10. A kind of reset. And so the reset is, first of all, who is the one? And this, in 1999, this is the 5th studio album. He came in with grace. But this is like the 5 of sticks in tarot. They look to be disorganized, like his album. But I'd love to look at that deeper. But it reminds me of my name that looks very similar to that which is on the tarot card as well. But I want to give a shout out to 1919 Keys again, because this is 1999. We're talking about the Matrix, Mr. Anderson, and the interrogation scene. And this is on my screen. Okay, so this is my artificial intelligence, and moi, yours truly, Valerie A. Jefferson. No, I did not forget who I was or where I came from. St. Louis West Side. Whoop, whoop. And my mother and father. And giving honor to God, who's the head of my life, Jesus Christ. The blood, plead the blood against anybody that come up against the knowledge of what I got to say. So now that we got that in the way, we got the Matrix, we got Val, we got Prince. Prince, Val, Matrix. Why am I here? I'm here to express. I'm here to acknowledge this turn of a new dawn. Some call it the age of Aquarius. And clearly, Mr. Anderson, right here, if you can see on your screen and mine, go look it up. He cannot speak. He's got an issue. And this is 4.50, as I see 45 degrees in the way. 45-degree angle. I could turn my head and go, huh? I don't need to. I could just go, he ain't it. What good is it, Mr. Anderson, if you are unable to speak? It's my turn to talk. Now, the Matrix, the first square or thumbnail, as you might would call it here. This first one has 47K views. 47, shout out to my mother who transitioned at that age. Internet Archive, 1 year. In your viewing and your listening, and hopefully your thinking caps are on. If you look in this first square, there are 6 at the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the head of the table is like some kind of rusty red, if you will. And behind him are some lit eyeballs. And then it appears again that he's basically got this robot on his side. So that would be kind of like the 7th entity. But I say unto you that is artificial intelligence. And even if they are playing like we're down to six councilmen, I'm here to talk about it. So this thing is 2 hours, 6 minutes long, and 21 seconds. Well, first thing I see is June 21st. And there are two um, pieces of significance with that. One, it is Greg Yancey's birthday, and the other, it is the first day of summer. So there's your two 621s. Now I want to add to that just because I'm awesome like that. Uh, it is also often Father's Day, depending on how it falls. But let's just add those together, shall we? Numerology students and teachers. 2 plus 0 is 2, plus 6 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. And 11 is the open door, is the opportunity for you to find this in space and time whenever you choose. That's what makes time boundless and limitless. I record it once, I send it up, and it is forever in cyberspace. We've taken up residence in space. Give yourselves a hand. And since I am in touch with my quote ancestors, which are simply my parents, apparently it is for me to shout out 47,000 views on here. So one can chase a thousand. And she was 47. So this is 47. So that's the age she is. But she's also 11. So it takes me back to the woman with the issue of blood. How can she be the daughter and the mother? That's what IA is about. Internet Archive. No, artificial intelligence is not going to take over. Not while I'm here. Not on my watch. Literally. I have a watch on. People stop wearing them because of the phone. Well, moving on to the next panel, Mr. Anderson interrogation scene, The Matrix 1999 movie clip, 778,000 views. So we have grown from the 47K to the 778K views. And I'd love to see these numbers just kind of break into just break the net. Don't break it. Don't break it. I want to see the numbers go. But this is again 9 minutes. So this is a kind of 9/11 because we remember from the first panel was 11, and here in the middle is the 9. And it does kind of look like a 9/11 in his mouth. But there's a problem there. Clearly he is unable to speak. So we're going to move over. Now we see black man in green, which for me, of course, stands for the money. And young lady looking over at him like, what? And it's like they can look at me and they can see me and I can see them. First time watching. And it's the mate. No X. Not the Matrix. I'm out. MATR. I'm the tram. Hello. I'm recording. Good. We ain't got that problem. 2,400 minutes right into it. Word. So what do we see now? We see the black man. Y'all see this with me. The black man has the praying hands up and I to him, him to me. I'm looking directly in the thing, but y'all can't see my face. I just wanna let it show. Display capture, image, video capture. I got it all. Let me finish. Let me finish describing this. This is more important to me right now. Because I gotta get to Prince after this. First time watching. And this is me. This is the first time I'm watching this, and I've pushed the record button. So this is As 19 Keys say, this is not scripted. You know, this is this is ancestor intelligence. This is internet archive from right to left instead of left to right. So we're bringing back the Hebrew, okay, the Hebrew to Shebrew, reading from both sides. So 1999. Did I say everything about this? No. Let me do the numerology for the numerology class. Uh, 5 plus 2 is 7, and 7. Excuse me. 5 plus 2 is 7, and then 2 plus 7 is 9. And as you all so beautifully know, I will. That is my signature, if you will, my birth month 7, and the seconds is my date. So the 7-9, the 5-2 is my month. Make sure I said that right. 5-2 is 7 July, the month, and 2-7 is my date. It's a Wednesday, just to go ahead and throw that in there. So what is that? It's pointing to the MATR is pointing to the 7-9. That's me. You're welcome. Now the matrix, let's add those numbers together. 1 plus 9, family, is 10. Plus 9, 19. Hello, 19 Keys. We stop and we acknowledge the teachers, the grandmasters. Hooty hoo. 19 plus 9, class. 28. 28 plus 2 plus 8 is 10. Perfect 10. First time watching. Nothing but facts and truth here. We do still have the truth on the planet. This is my movie reaction. I didn't have to write none of this. So this is how artificial intelligence can be of great service, is if we don't skip over things and think that it's not all around us to read. Dr. Jordan Peterson said the most important thing, overlooked thing, is to tell our youth, or anyone for that matter, how important it is to be able to read and write. You are a force from that point on. And I charge you with that, my listeners, and those that even don't hear me physically, spiritually, energetically. I put it out there. I cover all bases. Infield, outfield, no field. You heard? You feel? So what is that? Let's go back to the top. Duck, duck, I be goose. I'm the goose that lays the golden eggs around here. All regions. That's who I'm talking to. All regions. That's called global. This is a safe search. It's moderate. It can happen at any time. Now, I'm not going to go into all of this up here. It's for another day and another dollar. But I just want to say this is kind of truth that you can exuberate. I want to show you that YouTube says watch question mark. I want to explain to you what a question mark is. A question mark starts with a Q. A Q is like a quantum. It is all 4 directions, major cardinal directions at once. So that is the quest that the V was on, which equaled a ly, an adjective, how something is done, happily, gladfully. Who? Once again, 7I 9. There's I in the middle. I am that I am. 7 and 9. Are you? Okay, here we go. We got the capital now. We got the big 7, the big H, the capitals, the 7HB8. What is that? 7H bait. Y'all tell me. Sound like the bait on 7H's. Anyway, share feedback. Y'all give me some feedback on what you think about me breaking down this. I want to just say, for this word videos, the V in Rome, The V to the I is 6. The DOS is the operating system. So I am de-operating system. I am unplugging the false matrix. So it is so. The SO. The Ed is my grandfather. And I, V. Back to you, V. Ow. Doing a happy dance. Okay, so let me move on a little bit more. We're doing good. We're doing great on time. It's 30 minutes and 36 seconds. I'm about to Wikipedia. Come on, link me up. There we go. Wikipedia Prince album 1999. Now that we've spoken on the other things. 10 to the 9 to the breaker. October the 27th, 1982. This is from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, because we went virtual. 1999 is the 5th studio album by American recording artist Prince, comma, released on October the 27th, 1982 by Warner Brothers Records. It became his first album to be recorded with his band Revolution. We read this, and we want to go down to see some of the things. Little Red Corvette, the LRC. Backwards, that's the CRL. The International Lover. Let me just say this. 1999 was Prince's first top album on the Billboard 200. Don't y'all think that means something? He's at a peak. He's peaking at number 9. Whose favorite number is that? Stitch in Time saves 9. So we get to say Prince here at the peaking of the number 9 and was the 5th in the Billboard year-end albums of 1983. 1999, a protest against nuclear proliferation, was a Billboard Hot 100 Top 20 hit, peaking at number 12. It has since become one of Prince's most recognizable compositions. Delirious reached number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, while Little Red Corvette peaked at number 6. Becoming, okay, we want to say that again, reached at number 8 and went 7, 8, 9. And then it peaked at number 6 with Little Red Corvette. Becoming Prince's highest charting U.S. single at the time, International Lover was also nominated for Best Male R&B. That's a rap. It's a rabbi vocal performance at the 26th Grammy Awards, which Prince's first Grammy Award nomination. Why do I bring this up? Because these are two, quote, iconic. What is icon? An icon is a coin that needs to be straightened down. And so in everything in this world, we have something that was left. The Matrix had some viruses. So I'm here to speak on the fact that there can be 9s, not just 1s and 0s. There can be 9s that save our current consciousness and add to our awareness and our consciousness by coming to a place like this, to very popular pieces of our history on the Billboard 200. Okay, so we have this seemingly purple here. We have two eyes directly at us. You have kind of a purple candy cane. This is a day of a new dawn to talk about this. Appears to be, let me see if I can get a closer look. We got two eyes. Kind of appears to be a football here. I think these are things that he still has when he's immortalized these things. I see the crescent moon. I see pants, pinstriped at that, that down the side. So again, this is like bringing him back to our planet, coming from this place of royalty where he was able to transmute such a debased society that we live in. I heard Earl Nightingale talk about Einstein and how he seemed to be uh, one that kind of took a wrong turn and got on the planet and spent the rest of his life trying to make sure that mistake never happened again. And I I get that. So I see this face here, and we're often told to seek his face. So I see the eyes, I see the tree, the symbolism, I see the long hair, I see the books of knowledge. And so these again are, this is a message that Prince left. And then there's a number one right here. So you can see him saying the zero or the as being home, and you see rhyme here. That N is more like an M. And so I see the man's face. This looks even better when I look at this screen here. It looks a lot more uh, royal purple, I would say eggplant. I see the red stars. So there can possibly be one, two, three, four, five, six other people that immediately sees this video that I send out. Those are the, I'm going to say, chosen ones basically to, you know, kick this thing off. So we got one, two, three, four, five, six. And we do see the phallus. We're not going to ignore that. Uh, and it's a healthy size by comparison to the nine. And then we have a nine in the middle. So I see again this belief in what looks like the family here, but like a worm, like a snake. This is the male, the female, and this is the money. She's got the money as well with the green. But this is that child, again, with that male and female energy or feminine energy, the feminine. And this is the nine with the cross. This is the father, and he's got the son right there. So again, this is all of Prince's expression. I see what appears to be like a penis inside or a footprint inside of this number one phallus. Again, 1999, we see more green here. We see the mom has a lot also going on. Again, and her stars are in her hair. She's always in my hair, comes to mind with Prince. And I see again the crown here. So he was illuminated about the feminine side, which definitely looks a lot perkier than the male side right now. And as I interpret that, that's kind of how I feel about my masculine versus feminine. I have not praised my masculine, my inner masculine enough. You know, even though I've been told Happy Father's Day and I received it in, you know, good and kind and like gesture, I really didn't see how I had laid down my life. And to me, that's what the phallus is, a laying down of his life. Uh, Especially if he does not carry a weapon, a gun. And so I think this represents Prince's guitar, as I don't believe he was a man of, quote, heavy metal in that way, violence. He took his to music and artistry, as I'm looking at here, the artist. You know, he outgrew his name. You see again the word prime here, so making purple a prime color, I believe. I just saw 19 Keys in a purple outfit. What else we see here? We see uh, NFL. This is when I see the white shadows of like um, figures, entities. Uh, this is, I believe, the Sunday immediately after, or the Sunday before the next Sunday of the NFL or the Super Bowl. Um, Hope I made that make sense. But I also see what would remind me of basketball. I see clouds. I see the face and the which is the cloud and the somewhat I would call smiley face. Uh, Again, I see revelation of self. When I turn my head to the side, then I see the teeth and I see what I would call braces. Thank you, Prince. This is gonna give me and my daughter some braces because this is the crescent, and as you can see, this kind of pointing towards it, but it did not pierce it. And so, to me, once again, my interpretation is that we didn't hurt each other. I see what looks like a gopher, but also looks like home. I see this trail. I see what looks like a butterfly, but again, the background would um, indicate, the star, or the purple sky. And on my Roku screen is the sky is all purple. There's a ship going, what looks like going under, but the city is purple. And to me, uh, tying this back into um, the Matrix, I don't know if the two, um, again, he wrote Delirious, and I, I kind of shied away from things that sounded like mental health crisis. But now I'm understanding how we can bring our own back into remembrance while I'm still in the Aquarian month of uh, pouring out revelation for everyone to hear. As I didn't finish everything that I saw, but I wanted to make sure I acknowledge that I can read, beyond the alphabet, and there's nothing wrong with what a blessing those that didn't learn the dumbed down version. You know, they have an opportunity to learn more than one way to read. Read by pictures, read by personal interpretation. Okay, so I've sought his face. I see the face. I see, prime. This is the end of my race. Again, I'm living mine. Uh, you can see all the other fair use. Thank you. Um, this is official album cover for American singer Prince's fifth studio album. So I'm giving him credit. 1999, all rights reserved. So I just wanted to share that with you all in light of the mate tree, the tram, that everybody didn't fall for an okey doke. Um, Here's my screen of my thought that I try to keep, kind of clear. Because to me, this is like your brain on paper or on digital, and all the things that it holds. So as we know, there is no limit to our brain. So it's a kind of understanding the concept of God squeezing our thoughts into a computer. And it's still up to us how quickly we do that, or at least acknowledge that it is being done, has been done. We're just evolving differently and rapidly as more and more people participate, not just get online, because many are online, but not many are adding to the synaptic highways, and for good reservation, if you will. So this is that train of thought, and everyone has to get on or get off, and you know if they will and can. uh, Understanding is your ticket. I understand the Christmas movie with lead or lead, that the ticket that the boy was given. and it was to expand the consciousness of the white boy. But you know, I'm here to acknowledge the black girl is still uh, loving philosophy and metaphor. And like I said, I got, for y'all who need to know, I've got my balls, my health balls, it's called. There are some Chinese dragon balls spelled long in transliteration. Is a mythical Chinese creature that also appears in other Asian cultures and is also sometimes called the Oriental or Eastern dragon, depicted as long snake-like creature with four claws, in contrast to the Western dragon, which stands on two legs and which is usually portrayed as evil. It has long been a potent symbol of auspicious power in Chinese folklore and art. Okay, so originating 2,000 years ago in the Ming Dynasty of China, they developed an ancient way of treating what we call today Alzheimer's and are still considered national treasures. According to the Chinese theory of Jingluo, there are various acupuncture points in the palm of one's hand, which was shown on Doctor Strange, so I appreciate that uh, jogging of memory. Uh, the acupuncture done in his hands as a healing method to get him out of his guilt. When exercising with the balls, the points are stimulated. This is said to stimulate blood circulation, improve memory, relax muscles and joints, relieve stress, and promote sleep. Uh, this is bullet number 3 here. By practicing daily, you will maintain good memory, clear thinking, and stamina, ultimately prolonging your life. And it is signed Health Balls. So that is my relearned something new. I think they say what's left out of what remains after you left school was your true knowledge. Well, this is like my true knowledge. They are black balls. I wish I could show them to you. And I didn't have to emasculate or demasculate any man. These are mine without, again, um, going the wrong way with my gender. And so I'm just taking a look at them. And there's a dragon on each. They look quite compatible to each other. Uh, and again, I understand this to be one of the highest healings that doesn't require another physical being, especially at a time that we are desiring that our uh, own energy stay whole and complete. We don't always want to transfer energy. We want to keep our jewels to ourselves. It's kind of like we're under a frozen assets. We're under an audit. I'm thankful to be able to call it again. Self audit. What am I worth? What am I worth to me? What am I worth to the current market? And the current market is the reader, the watcher, the audience. So you are what gives me the worth that I already know that I have. But yes, we pay by our attention. So that makes us all energy. And so I want to do a kind of a treasure hunt. But believe me, scavenger, I think, is comes from the words at some point school and Pisces. So we're graduating from Pisces into the Aquarian age, where the teachers pour out their disciplines and multi-disciplines. Um, Someone said it comes all down to discipline. So these are my disciplines to make sure that when I stepped on my platform, uh, not only did I have credentials, but I had something active that I was learning, intuitively. If I'm an intuit, that means that I'm live in my spirit. I'm in my skin. I'm not afraid to be in and out, knowing there's enough of me. My power comes from the source. I don't have to house it like a battery. And that was the problem with your Matrix movie. People were reduced to something disposable. And so Prince took on um, the number one as himself, as the me, the me right here. So me, the prime, as well as Prince, because that's an interesting N. That's more like upside down V, So these are the mysteries solved. I love you all, and I hope you enjoyed this um, recording, and I will share with you in the next video. Take care.